Welcome to today's video. If you're a collector or just fascinated by rare coins, then you'll want to stick around as we explore one of the most intriguing and valuable coins in the history of British currency, the one farthing coin from 1941, featuring King George VI. First things first, let's set the stage. The one farthing coin, which was part of the British currency system, was one of the smallest denominations used for everyday transactions. A farthing was worth just a quarter of a penny, which makes it a very small value even by the standards of its time. But what makes the one farthing from 1941 so special, and why is it worth so much today? During World War II, Britain was going through significant financial strain. Coins like the farthing were essential for daily transactions, but the British government decided to halt the production of the one farthing coin in 1956. This decision added an air of rarity to the one farthing from 1941, making it even more valuable to collectors as the years went on. The 1941 farthing coin carries the image of King George VI on the obverse, which adds historical significance to it. King George VI, who ruled from 1936 to 1952, was an important figure in British history. His reign saw the challenges of World War II, and his image on the coin ties it directly to that tumultuous period in time. The design of the 1941 farthing is also something to marvel at. The reverse features a design by Harold Stabler, showing a wren, a small British bird. This was a popular motif in British coinage during the period, symbolizing both the natural beauty of Britain and the resilience of the British people. Now, let's talk about its rarity. The one farthing 1941 coin is known to be incredibly scarce. During its production, farthings were minted in large numbers, but the 1941 issue is a different story. Only a limited number of these coins were produced, with most of them being melted down or removed from circulation over time. This rarity is what contributes to its high value today. It's important to note that not all 1941 farthings are equally valuable. The condition of the coin plays a massive role in determining its worth. Coins in mint or near mint condition, with little to no wear, are far more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. A well-preserved 1941 farthing could be worth thousands of pounds, especially to the right buyer. Some 1941 farthing coins have been sold at auction for extraordinary amounts. While the average price might be a few £100s for a decent quality coin, certain high-grade examples have reached values of up to several £1,000s. In the rarest cases, some of these coins have even been known to fetch prices that go into the hundreds of thousands, making them worth millions in certain circumstances. There's a special subset of collectors who are drawn to these rare coins. They are fascinated not just by the monetary value but also by the historical context. This coin was produced during a critical moment in history, and having a piece of that past in your collection is a privilege. It's not just a coin, it's a reminder of the resilience of the British people during a time of crisis, but the value of the 1941 farthing isn't solely based on its rarity or historical significance. The fact that it is linked to King George VI adds another layer of interest. Many collectors are particularly drawn to coins that feature British monarchs, and King George VI's image on this small coin makes it a treasure for those who appreciate royal history. Another reason for the high value is the fact that farthing coins were withdrawn from circulation in 1956. That means that they were no longer used in daily life, and most people wouldn't have kept them. Over time, the one farthing coins disappeared, leaving only a few survivors. Those that remain are incredibly sought after. Interestingly, some of the most valuable 1941 farthing coins have been discovered by accident. Collectors or even regular people who don't realize the rarity of the coin have found them in old change jars or at estate sales. For those who are lucky enough to find one, it can feel like striking gold, as the coin's value far exceeds its original worth. So, how do you know if you've got one of these rare coins? The key is to look for the date and the condition of the coin. You'll need to make sure it's from 1941 and in the best condition possible to fetch the highest price. If you're not sure, taking the coin to an expert or a reputable coin dealer is a good idea. As time goes on, the demand for rare coins like the 1941 farthing is only expected to increase. Collecting coins is not just a hobby, it's an investment. With the rising value of these historic pieces, owning a 1941 farthing might prove to be not only a fascinating addition to your collection but also a smart financial decision. There are even collectors who are willing to pay exorbitant amounts for coins with a known provenance. If you have a 1941 farthing that can be traced back to a specific historical event or notable figure, its value could rise even further. In the world of rare coins, the 1941 farthing is one of those hidden gems that captures both the imagination of collectors and the attention of investors. It's a perfect example of how history, rarity, and demand come together to create something valuable. If you're lucky enough to own one, you hold a piece of British history in your hands. So, if you've come across a 1 farthing 1941, or if you're on the lookout for one, remember that you might be holding something much more valuable than you initially thought. Whether for personal enjoyment or as a potential investment, this tiny coin is a true treasure of British numismatics. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more fascinating stories from the world of rare coins and collectibles. And who knows, maybe you'll find your own valuable piece of history soon.